Hi everyone, and welcome to the weekly Tarot Bite reading for the sign of Libra for the week of August 7th through the 13th. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for Soul Illumination. So hi everyone and welcome. My name is Lauren. This is a quick 10-minute look at the energies for the week ahead for the sign of Libra. And we're going to be basing the reading off of the two main themes that came up in the general collective reading, which was posted on Sunday evening, if you'd like to watch that. Now, the two themes that came up were regeneration, which spoke to areas of new growth in our life that are going to really help us balance out and maybe focus on another aspect of our life that we did not in the past cycle, or an area of second chances to achieve a level of success or abundance in an area that we weren't able to do in the last cycle. So we have the Hermit as well. This was the second theme that came up, which is all about that kind of soul seeking, going within, finding the magic that we uniquely bring to our life experience and being able to boldly shine that out, not only for us to see, but for others to see by our light. Beautiful energy this week. So we're going to see what each of these themes mean for you specifically, Libra. We're going to first focus on the area of regeneration. What is this area of growth in your life, or new growth? We'll see what wants to come out here. So what does Libra need to know about regeneration in an area of new growth for themselves? What does Libra need to know? I hope you're all having a wonderful start to the month. I know I have a lot of Leos in my life, so it's been a lot of birthday parties and celebrations. So we have 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. 10 of Pentacles speaks to legacy. It speaks to building a certain level of financial stability. This is like the home, the family, the job, the money in the bank. This is it. This is the vision, kind of the grand vision of what we would like to create for ourselves in the physical experience. And with the Knight of Swords, there's a sense here of really getting to speak from that place or getting to share that. 10 of Pentacles. It's almost like, for me, just seeing the images on the card, there's a sense here of like, it's time to get going, Libra. It's time to start making your way towards this. It could also be for some of you that the area of growth in this realm is coming in through an inheritance, which is interesting. So this could be where this week you suddenly get that call from someone that says, hey, you've just been gifted X amount of money, or it can be something along the lines where all of a sudden maybe there's a sale of a home or something like that. But there is a sense here of, if it's not specific to something like that this week, it is actually just asking you to start to speak and start to make movement towards that 10 of Pentacles, towards what that vision. So what I'm really getting specifically for you, Libra, is that in this next cycle, there's a sense of building in the physical that maybe the last cycle saw you struggle through that, saw you maybe having ups and downs in your financial realm or in the realm of your physical stability. What you were able to save, what you were able to create. And there's a sense here in this next cycle of finally breaking through that, and that there'll be a flow, an easier flow in the physical for you, and that this will be more of a physically focused cycle where you will get to save that money in the bank. You will get to build that legacy home that, everybody will end up coming and visiting at some point. But there's something here around that where this is going to be in the next cycle, something much more physically focused, and there will probably be an ease of abundance coming into your life, or an easier way of being able to save and create and generate, again, that physical legacy you want to start to work towards. And this is that week to really kind of say, okay, I'm going to get a move on it. I'm going to start. This could be like actually where this week is where you're like, you know what, I'm going to call that financial investor or advisor and just say, this is my goal, my long-term vision. I've had a problem being able to save up to this point, or I finally was gifted a small inheritance. What do I need to do with this to be able to turn it into what I would ultimately love to see it grow into? Okay. So now let's go ahead here, Libra, and see with the Hermit. What does Libra need to know about the Hermit? About what are you discovering about yourself? What are you being asked to shine out this week? Okay, so we have the Five of Swords. So it seems like some of you are in a place where you're a little bit defensive, maybe. And that might be a good place to really take a look at where you maybe don't shine at your brightest. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. There's a sense here of not wanting to leave a comfort. There's a sense of fighting a comfort zone for you. So you have the Nine of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Pentacles. Now the Nine of Pentacles is where you're sitting in a place that's pretty darn good. The Nine of Pentacles is where you have achieved a certain level of financial or physical independence, where you have the time to actually stop and smell the roses and enjoy what you've created for yourself. But the Five of Swords is coming in here, I think, for many of you to say, there's a level of where, because the Nine of Pentacles does speak to, it can also become the gilded cage or a comfort zone, where we stop and we're like, but this is great, it's enough. I finally am making the money I wanted to make. I have a roof over my head. I have time to go out and go to dinner and buy the clothes I want and maybe go on a vacation every now and again. But there's this feeling that we can't just stop at any aspect of our life. We can't just stop and just stay there, because that will eventually create a level of stagnation. We are pushed in our life experience to continue to change and grow, because that is the only consistent factor in our life experience is change. And I like to look at change as growth. So there's a sense here of where you're at the 9, but there's a new area of growth that's going to lead to the 10. So whatever that is for you, this could be where you're sitting pretty well financially. You've got money in the bank. You have the car, and you're like, okay, this is great. But there's something else. This would be like saying, yeah, I have a 2-bedroom condo, or I can pay my rent. Maybe you're renting. I'm renting a 2-bedroom place. It's fantastic. I love it. But the dream is to own that home. Something along those lines like that, where you're, but with the Five of Swords coming in, there's a sense here of like trying to almost defend why you need to stay in the comfort zone of like, like the housing market could crash. So why would I invest that in a home? No. I'm just going to stay renting because it's far more secure and it hasn't hurt me yet. And yet with the Hermit, it's asking you to look at what that dream within is like. What is your soul calling for you to shine out there? Maybe what you want to shine out there is the home, of the pride of, my dream was always to be a homeowner, and now I have the home and I get to decorate it. And there's something about really getting in touch with the why behind that dream. Like, why does owning that home mean so much to you? Is it because no one in your family ever owned a home previously, and so there's a sense of this like creating a generational wealth that was never experienced for you, and you want to have that pride, and that's something to hand down to future generations. Maybe it's the sense of the home represents the idyllic family experience that you'd love to call in but don't currently have. There's a sense here around that. Now, if this is like, let's say, the career path, this could be where maybe you've hit a limit in your career growth, and yeah, it's comfortable, it pays the bills, maybe it pays more than enough, but there's a sense here of where maybe the 10 of Pentacles is where you really, it could be like where you're working for somebody now, but your 10 of Pentacles is the business, your own business that you want to create, that then you can leave to others. It's that leveling up in a kind of major way, but in between, there's the Ace of Pentacles, right? There's the 9 of Pentacles. You need one more pentacle to get to the 10, and there's the Ace. And that Ace is implied with these two cards, that there is a new opportunity coming in in an area of growth, again, towards something that you really want to call into your life experience in the physical. But it's going to ask you to kind of get out of your head and to stop, I think, defending your maybe fear-based need to stay in a comfort zone. So just keep that in mind, Libra. Again, I think you're really being asked to, like, it's time to go out and find that 10th pentacle. It's time to achieve that for yourself. This is going to be, I think, a cycle of achieving for you in the physical that maybe you hadn't achieved prior to this, which is very interesting. That's coming through. Okay, so let's go ahead here, pull a final card, just for one extra little piece of advice here from Spirit. What does Libra need to know for the week ahead? So there may be this opportunity. This could even be a conversation with someone where someone's like, look, you've been at the same place of work for 15 years. You keep complaining that ultimately you want to have this title or that position, or you want to make this much money. It's time. It's time for you to just follow your heart and trust that that's out there for you, but it can't be staying at this job. You know, something along those lines, where this could be where you're like, literally with the Knight of Swords, you're speaking to this with somebody, you share it, and they're like, look, I can't hear you say it one more time without you doing something about it. So we have, I love it, Hummingbird Spirit, be here now, with number 34. Number 34 breaks down to the number 7, which is, it's so funny because I feel like I've gotten all different cards that have come out for each sign, but the majority of them have broken down to the number 7. So there's something here around direct connection to spirit, spiritually led, spiritual guidance, having confidence in the self, that as you make decisions, they are coming from a place of that direct connection to spirit. Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. It's saying there is sweet nectar around you. It's really asking you again to get really into the power of the present moment, of making those decisions, but also keeping yourself aware of those new opportunities that are looking to come in that we can miss if we're not in the present moment. That could be the conversation, again, that changes your life. The conversation where you're like, you're right, I have literally been complaining about me wanting to start my own business for the past 15 years. I just got to do it, or this could be the opportunity where somebody's like, I have some extra money set aside. I'd love to invest in something. And I mean, and somebody could just like throw that in there and you're like, wait, what? Oh, I never even thought about that. Like that someone would be willing to invest. It's kind of like that. Or it could literally be where, again, you get the opportunity from someone. There's a level of inheritance coming in and it's like, well, what do I do with this? What is my true dream? To, not just take the money and blow it, but to say, what do I really want to do with this money? And now I got to maybe figure that out and share that with someone and get outside of my comfort zone where it's like, well, maybe now with this little bit of extra money, I could buy that house. Or I could take time off of work and do something differently. Like there's something coming through along those lines. All right, I will leave it there, Libra. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, the full tarot scope for August for each sign is up on my channel if you'd like to view yours. But if I don't see you there, I will see you next week for your next Tarot Bite reading. Bye, Libra.